with coverage you can count on. This is the Erie News NOWCAST.
Good Friday morning. I'm Mark Solday. Thanks for joining us here on Facebook Live for a mid-morning check of some of the stories we're following at Erie News Now. We begin with a longer than expected meeting today between President Joe Biden and Pope Francis. The president opened up his 5-day European trip today with an extended visit with Pope Francis at the Vatican. That's where the two reportedly talked about things like the pandemic, climate change, poverty. President Biden's private meeting with the pontiff lasted about 75 minutes, according to the Vatican. That is an unusually long time for an audience with the Pope. The pair then proceeded to a broader meeting with the First Lady, other top officials joining in. Back here at home, members of the Erie Police Department are going to be saying their final goodbyes today to one of their own. EPD officer Jason Belton passed away earlier this week from what the coroner determined was natural causes. But Belton was only 48 years old. 18 of those years were spent as a member of the Erie Police Force. His most recent assignment, the Erie EPD Sierra Unit, basically the bicycle patrol, and he spent a lot of his time patrolling the streets of downtown Erie on the bicycle. Co-workers called Belton a breath of fresh air to the employees and owners of the downtown business district. His funeral service is set for just a little later this Friday morning. In the meantime, they're assessing the damage today out at Erie's Barber National Institute after a late-night fire. The first calls for this one came in just after 8 o'clock last night. First crews got to the scene, found flames coming from the roof over the Institute's gymnasium. They were able to get it all under control in fairly short order, managed to keep it from spreading to any other buildings. The effort, though, did leave some water damage in that gym. Erie News Now has learned the construction crews were up on the roof of that building doing some work yesterday, but the official cause of this one is under investigation. Leaders of the local ambulance company EmergiCare say they are taking steps to deal with a shortage of workers, one that they say could mean the difference between life and death in that emergency situation. Erie News Now's Elena Jonathan reports.
They call 911. They expect that ambulance is going to be there in their time of need.
EMS personnel all over the state of Pennsylvania met to discuss the dire situation emergency services are in right now. A labor shortage and low wages are pushing EMTs to their breaking point, just as Madeira Pereskis, the ambulance chief in Conneaut Lake.
We are going to have people that don't get an ambulance. There are delays now.
If EMS don't recruit more people, that means you will be waiting longer for an ambulance to get to you in an emergency. The problem comes down to funding and lack thereof.
We cannot afford to continue to recruit and retain people in our industry because of these financial issues.
Emergency services all around the state are hoping state representatives will hear their plea. If they don't get necessary funding to help recruit, our communities will be the ones to suffer. Pereskis says they do their best with retaining workers, but at this point, they need all the help they can get.
We use Facebook. We have put ads in newspapers right now. We are trying to run an EMT class starting in January. Emergency medical services needs the support of the community. The community has to understand that we are all doing our best to meet their needs.
And of course, Halloween doesn't officially arrive until this coming Sunday, so still some kids here at home. They woke up to a full bag of candy this morning. For most areas down in Crawford County, those trick-or-treating hours happened last night. Lots of kids going door to door in search of candy, wearing all those cool-looking costumes along the way. Crawford County traditionally does the trick-or-treating thing a little earlier than most. That's basically so everybody's ready for the big Halloween parade. That one kicks off at 6:30 tomorrow night in downtown Meadville. Most other spots are going to hold those trick-or-treating hours from 6 to 8 this coming Sunday night. And if you want to make sure where your area is as far as the trick-or-treating times go, you can head to erienewsnow.com. So two big important, I guess, benchmarks on that wet weekend for you, Sarah. That's that 6:30 start time for the Halloween parade down in Meadville, and then that kind of 6 to 8 time frame Sunday night for all the trick-or-treating.
Yeah, Mark, it's going to be a bit of a damp weekend for your Halloween forecast, but, not all bad. There will be some dry periods. For today, though, out on the Bayfront, 55 degrees. We've got a break in the rain right now, but it's actually, we've already seen the temperature drop by a couple degrees, and it's going to continue to do so throughout the rest of the day because we are still seeing some rain showers, some of which are pretty heavy. There's that little break in the rain bands, but it's coming back up fast. You can see Erie County is still drying off-ish right now. whereas Warren and Erie County going to get drenched in just a minute. Moving into that future cast, you can see that we're kind of keeping up with that on again, off again, heavy rain. Here's noon, a patch of heavy rain, 4 p.m., maybe a bit less heavy, 8 p.m., a bit heavier. We're really seeing a lot of variation between model runs as to what the timing of the heaviest rain showers are going to be. And that also brings with it changes in who gets the most rain. 7 a.m. Saturday, we're still seeing some showers spinning through our area, and that's going to continue on into the early afternoon. Whereas today, future rain totals, earlier it was saying the heaviest rain near Conneaut and Girard, and now it's saying the heaviest rain into western New York, really depending on exactly kind of where that heaviest rain showers circulate. And it's going to be very rainy today. We've got wet roads and breezy conditions out on the roads, and the major threats are periods of moderate to heavy rain. We're not expecting any thunder at this point, but heavy rain and breezy winds can cause some issues as well. But one of your impacts as well is we could see some minor flooding in areas with poor drainage. For right now on Upper Peach Street on an Interstate Mitsubishi camera, you can see break in the rain, but off in the distance are some more rain clouds to impact people that are out and about. 55 degrees here in Erie, and then throughout the region, very consistent, 50 degrees into Crawford and Warren counties. These are a couple degrees cooler than it was this morning, and those temperatures are going to kind of keep dropping over the next couple of hours, and those winds are staying gusty. We're still seeing gusts up to 25 miles per hour, and it's going to stay that way through a lot of the day. Your weather impact index is a 1 because we do have all-day showers, gusty winds, and overcast skies. I'll have a look at your 7-day outlook in just a minute.
All right, thanks, Sarah. As we head into this Halloween weekend, we'll check out some of the most popular costumes, the top 5, according to the folks at Google Trends. And we actually talked a little bit about this earlier in the week. The most popular costume this year, according to Google Trends, a witch. That one's followed up by a rabbit, believe it or not, in second place. Dinosaur checks in at number 3 on this Google Trends list. Spider-Man and Cruella de Vil rounding out the top 5 costumes. Some other notables this year, costumes inspired by the Korean drama Squid Game. That one came in at number 23. And according to the Google Trends folks, the most popular costume right here in Erie, Pennsylvania, our backyard, is a firefighter. Well, from those new Halloween trends to this kind of weird Halloween tradition, it's called the annual pumpkin roll. And this one happens over in Cleveland, suburban Cleveland, every year. It's a few days before Halloween. Yeah, check it out, a long-standing tradition over in this part of Ohio. Apparently, it was started off as a prank by a bunch of high schoolers all the way back in 1967, but it lives on. Clevelanders ringing the spooky season by dumping a bunch of pumpkins down a hill. Looks like a lot of them are in costume. Police will eventually give organizers a ticket for this illegal dumping. Yeah, you can sled ride on it, it seems, as well. Yeah, those tickets will cover the cost. They raise money throughout the year, rather, to deal with the ticket costs and as well as the expense of cleaning up that pumpkin-y mess. Kind of looks like a lot of fun. A little slower than traditional sled riding going down on that pumpkin mess, Sarah.
A lot of pumpkins. I'm just glad they raise money for the cleanup as well, because can you imagine trying to get to work the next morning like, oh, okay, great. But for now, we're going to look at that 7-day outlook, a bit less of a madhouse. You can see we do have rain today. This weekend, we're in the upper 50s. More showers are likely, but for Halloween, just kind of a chance of some scattered showers, not necessarily going to be raining while you're out trick-or-treating. And then into the next work week, Monday will be dry, mostly sunny. Tuesday's when we're starting to see some more showers appear, and then Wednesday, Thursday, we're cooling off a little bit, and we're starting to see a chance of some wet snowflakes. Not necessarily going to accumulate, but a couple snowflakes are going to potentially be seen at the end of the week.
All right, for Sarah and all of us here at Erie News Now, have a great Halloween weekend. Stay safe, stay dry. We'll see you back here Monday morning.